Hey, hey, 712, welcome back to the Gym on the U. Mayor Rahm Emanuel's fourth Chicago Public Schools CEO, Forrest Claypool, resigned last month amid ethics violations. And the solution, Dr. Janice Jackson. The Southside native has been named active CEO of Chicago Public Schools. Dr. Jackson attended Hyde Park High School, Chicago State University, and after teaching at South Shore High School, she became principal of two schools on the city's west side. She joins us now live in studio. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, thanks for coming and welcome to the Gym.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you here. So you are a Chicago Public School student, teacher, parent, principal, and now CEO. How do you feel like all of this personal experience with CPS is going to help your leadership?
I mean, first, this is a dream job for me. I've said over and over again that I wanted to be CEO of Chicago Public Schools since I was a teacher, and not because of the prestige that comes with the role, but really the ability to have a greater impact. And I think because I'm a stakeholder at every level, it really gives me perspective that helps me make decisions that benefit students throughout the city.
Now, what's the transition into this top position been like? Because we've gone through 4 CEOs. Now you're bringing in your team. What's that process been like?
I mean, like any transition, it causes a lot of change at the top. But I mean, this has been one of the most stable school years in recent years for Chicago Public Schools. And my primary focus is to continue that level of calm and stability, because that certainty is what parents and students want.
Okay, now we actually were able to talk to, we asked Facebook if anyone has any questions, and so it's okay, we got you. One of the questions actually that came up on Facebook, you know, we are struggling with just a lack of community trust in Chicago Public Schools, and we got Tanika that asked, why are we in a hurry to close the African American schools? Why? And so we do know that schools are closing in a number of neighborhoods, specifically on the south sides of the city, on the west side of the city, and this obviously directly affects the district's funding.
Yes.
So how can we prevent that? How can we make sure that we're retaining students, but also we are getting the money that we need as well?
I think the plan that we have in Inglewood, which I'm sure Tanika is referring to, is exactly what we need. I mean, it's no secret that there is declining enrollment on the south and west side of Chicago. And one of the things that I would like to do is take a neighborhood by neighborhood approach to solve that. As an educator, I know that communities are organized around having great schools. And in Inglewood, for example, we have a district where 92% of the students actually leave Inglewood to go to other schools. And so we have to do something. And our goal now is to, number one, build a brand new high school, an $85 million high school. And the goal is to bring people back to their community and make it so that they don't have to travel, you know, miles and miles to get a high quality education. But no one likes closing schools. It's always controversial. But when you have a school where an overwhelming majority, almost everyone in the neighborhood has voted with their feet, I feel personally responsible to do something about it. And sometimes that means a full reset.
Okay, so a lot of the families in that neighborhood, they have that concern because they feel like their children might have to leave their neighborhood to go to the school, and that it could be a safety issue when you're talking about different territories and different neighborhoods and mixing the children. Why not close one school? Is that not an idea?
That's a legitimate concern, but what
I'm sorry, why not keep one school open while you all are building the $75 million larger school?
Well, what's important to know is that we announced this plan way ahead of the required due date, and we did that for that reason, so that we can hear more suggestions from the community, and that's one that has been raised. But the fact remains, 92% of the kids are already traveling, so they're dealing with the travel distance, potential safety issues, and so students are already doing that. But as an educator, this is really an educational mission for me. When I walk into some of these schools, parents are concerned about logistics and safety, but there's a hard argument to make that students are receiving a high quality education and being exposed to what I know students throughout the city are being exposed to, what I would imagine you and I were exposed to, that helped us get to where we're trying to be in life. So I understand people's connection to the school, but at the end of the day, I have to be able to look parents in the face and say that we provided your child with a high quality education that's going to prepare them for life after high school. And right now, I can't say that they're getting that at some of these schools.
Okay. All right, and you feel like this will help. Talk to
Yeah.
me about your plan. I mean, you're about to be sworn in at the end of the month, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
What's the first thing that you're going to tackle?
Well, I've already started. I think the first thing, and you brought it up earlier, is restoring public trust in Chicago public schools. If you look at our 3-year strategic plan, we talk about academic gains and fiscal stability, which is covered a lot. But the third commitment that doesn't get a lot of coverage is this notion of integrity and building public trust. And like you stated, I was a principal, so I know what it feels like when you have the trust of the community. We have not had that at the level that I think is needed in top positions in CPS. And I have to work towards that. And the way that I'm going to do it is with more frequent and transparent communication.
Okay. What do you want just the lasting impact of Dr. Jackson to be on Chicago public schools? A lot of people, we're excited for you because you come from where we come from. We're rooting for you, but it's big shoes to fill. A lot of parents are concerned about their children's future.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of my time here, I hope people say a few things. Number one, I hope they feel that there are more opportunities equally distributed throughout the city. I often say that talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. I grew up in the communities, a lot of the challenging communities that we have here in Chicago, and I know that people are just as smart, just as motivated, but the opportunities may not exist. So I want to expand programming and, school options throughout the city. I hope people say that. And then the other piece is I want to narrow the achievement gap. It's no secret that Chicago Public Schools is on the rise. All of the metrics are pointing in the right direction, but we still see a gap between African American students and Latino students, or Latino students and white and Asian students. I really want to narrow the achievement gap, so I hope at the end of my time here, people say that the school system is better and stronger, and they also notice that there are more opportunities for all children.
Okay, we only have a few seconds left, but I do want to get this in. It's been a lot of controversial comments made about charter school versus the public school, the traditional public schools. Is there either one that you're in support of or that you feel like are stronger? Do you feel like charter schools are a good option for Chicago?
I think when I look at this, and I would love to come back on your show and just do a whole segment on this and maybe have parents and students engaged, but I really do believe in school choice, and that's what it amounts to. I think that the notion of a parent being able to choose various schools outside of their neighborhood schools in the past was a middle class thing. With the introduction of charter schools and other options, now lower income students are making that choice, and that creates issues. There are some unintended outcomes when you have multiple schools popping up in different neighborhoods, but I think that competition has led to some of the gains that we've seen in the district.
Okay, all right. Well, Dr. Janice Jackson, acting soon to be sworn in CEO of Chicago Public Schools, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So happy here, and you'll come back and talk about charter schools.
I will come back.
Okay.
Yeah, we should come back and have parents.
All right. Oh, we'll have to get on your calendar then.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.